Welcome everybody to another show, and today we are painting little fluffy Mouselings. Lots and lots of Mouselings from the box set by Reaper Miniatures. It comes with 10 heroes, little hero Mouselings. What I've done already is I have primed the miniatures, added some sand to the base. Let me get some focus in for you. There you go. So we've got tiny little Mouselings to paint today. And what I've done, I've primed all the miniatures because they're all metal. Now let me show you what I've been using. This is the surface primer by Vallejo, and this is your primer from MSP. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is because I paint so many metal miniatures. I've changed to using the Vallejo surface primer mainly because of cost. Now you can buy the brush on primer, it costs £3 from Mighty Lancer Games, and the surface primer from Vallejo, this one is £6. With the brush on primer on these small bottles, they're half-ounce bottles, which is about 14 ounce. This one is 60 millilitres, so you're getting 4 of these little bottles in the one larger bottle, so it does work out quite a lot cheaper. Now I'm not saying that this is no good, it's a fantastic primer for your metal miniatures, but if you're painting a lot of armies, then I would recommend getting your larger bottle to save yourself some pennies, and of course it's giving you a lovely base and primer coat for your little Mouselings. Okay, let's say hello to everybody in chat. We got Mighty Lancer Games. I thought you was driving. Hello. We got Carlos, Mr. Shanks in the house. Andy's in the house. Scottish Andy's in the house. Tule, Philippe, Gerald. Awesome. Lots and lots of people. Lots of lovely goblins. So what I'm going to be doing today is we're going to start with the fur. And for the fur, I'm going for a buckskin pale, nut brown, desert sand, woodland brown, and alien flesh. And if anyone's noticed, I've got a new toy. This is my paint mixer. It's a vortex paint mixer. Absolutely. I did a little YouTube video review on this, so if you want to check out my YouTube channel, you can find out all about this little paint mixer. Absolutely fantastic thing. So what I'm going to do is get some paint onto my palette. Now we're going for some greys and different colours for the fur. We'll get all the fur done first, and then we can move on to the rest of the little miniatures. So I'm going to put some grey on there. There's me. I'm shaking my bottles when I got a mixer. See, you just go like this. Woohoo! It's going to probably take me a while before I start using the mixer all the time, because habit of shaking your bottles. Pokey stick. I knew it. Andy's like, oh my god. You know he wants to say something, but he's being a good boy. Hi Hamish, Goblin Squire. Excuse me. It has got quite a vibration to it, I will tell you that. Oh dear. Okay, so these are base colours which we'll be doing the fur for our miniatures. So I'm just using the Masterclass Army Painter brush, and we'll just start with the Barbarian. And the Barbarian, we shall go with the nice dark brown and we'll just go over all the fur areas nice and quickly. Well, let's get it in camera first. So just going over the fur areas on the face. Remember, because I'm doing the fur first, it does not matter that I go over any of the other places on the miniature, because we shall be going over those with paint. So what we're doing is all the fur first, and we can work on the rest later. This is a little barbarian Mouseling. They even make a Carlos barbarian Mouseling now, look. Now what we can do, while this paint is still actually wet on this miniature, we could actually add a little bit of highlighting to the fur, and what we'll do is we can just go into our desert sand just a tiny bit and add that to our brown, just a tiny bit of brown, mix that in, and we'll just go over the top of the nose and around the eyes. There we are, and just the top of the fur there, just to give a quick highlight to that fur before we move on. Just around the chest, and just on the back of the head, just a tiny little highlight, just blending in a little bit more. Just going around on the nose there, going down the cheeks of the Mouseling, and maybe a little bit on the bottom of the jaw, just to give that a highlight. There you go, little Mousling. Okay, so that's that one. What other one shall we do in that colour? Let's do this one. This is a nice one. He's got a little, like a little, like a walnut, or a little shield made out of a acorn. That's it, a little acorn. So again, we'll do the same thing. We'll just add that brown to all the fur areas. Back of the ears. And again, we'll highlight this one with our lighter tone, just on the areas where we want a little bit of highlight on the fur. So again, I'm mixing that in with some brown, and I'm just going to go over the top of the ears and top of the eyes and down the nose, just a tiny bit, and we'll let that dry. Just there. Okay, gonna wash my brush. Now we're moving on to, we'll go on to the grey this time, and for the grey we shall go for the wizard, of course. I think the wizard has to be an older mouse, so we'll go for a nice grey effect on the fur for the old wizardy mouse. So we're just painting all the fur areas in grey to start with. Remember to watch, I'm using both hands to steady myself. And that gives me more control over my brush. Just need the back of the ears. Same on this side. And his little paws, little micey feet. I don't know what's mice feet called. Micey feet. Yeah, that's what I'm calling them. Let's go for another grey on another mini. I think the Ranger. I always play a Ranger, so we might as well give him a grey beardy look. There we go. So we're just again going over all the grey areas. Because we're painting Mouselings, I want to keep the clothes and the little items quite bright on these miniatures today. So we're going for quite some strong blue, green, pinks, all sorts of bright colours. There we go. A little bit of grey on that one. You're so cute. You're so cute. Okay. Right, let's go on to a lighter brown now. We've got the Bard. I think, yeah, this will be nice. We'll just go over with the lighter brown with this one. This brown is a lovely colour for doing fur. So just go over the whole area of the fur on each mouse. Quick and easy. There we are. At the bottom, yeah, that's also fur. Sometimes you've got to really look quite hard at the miniatures to see where all the areas are that you need to paint. Like this one, the fur is also beneath his little jacket there, and just below here, this is all fur. So sometimes just take a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes just to look over the miniature to see where all the places are that need a bit of paint added. Now, once again, what I'm going to do while this paint is dry, I'm going to add a little bit of that sandy desert sand, mixing it in with the brown, and just to give a highlight to the top of the mouse's forehead and top of the ears, and the top of the nose, and just going around those eyes. Just like so, just quickly add in a quick highlight, because all this fur will be given an ink wash, because that ink wash will bring out all the ripples on the fur. Right then, let's do another one in that colour. That's a lovely brown for little mousies. Let's do this one. Go into the eye socket first, and the nose, and the back of the ears. browns. I'm just going over the rest of the fur, nice and simple. And once again, we shall add some highlights to the fur before we finish this miniature, while the fur paint on the fur is still wet. So again, I'm going back into that sand, adding a little bit of brown just to make it a little lighter, and we'll just hit the end of the nose there and the top of the ears, just for a quick basic highlight to the little mousey. Okay, that's that one. Alright then, let's move on to the next one. This is quite a funky looking Mouseling. I suppose he'd be the fighter, of course. And we've also got this one. This is a nice one. He's got his little, he's fully kitted out, totally kitted out in armor. Awesome stuff. So this time we're going just directly into the desert sand, and that is going to be his color. So we'll just go over all the fur areas of the mouse, little mousey. Don't forget the back of the ears, back of the head, back of the ears. Ooh! Got a raid! Welcome! Welcome Painting Big! Welcome everybody. As you can see, I'm painting little baby Mouselings today. So we've done the fur on this one here, and we'll move on to our next little Mouseling. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the painting of Goblins of Mordor from Scotland. Okay, let's move on to our next Mouseling then. Now for the next Mouseling, we are going back into our grey, and I do like the fur for using grey for our little Mouselings. Thank you everybody for following. It's awesome. Every time there's a raid, I start shaking. Oh dear me. So all we're doing is we're getting all the grey on for our fur, and then we can move on and start doing some more highlights. If everybody has just joined, this channel is like a tabletop quality speed painting channel, trying to get your miniatures done to a acceptable tabletop standard for all your games. So if you want to learn how to speed paint and get lots and lots of miniatures ready for your games in minimal time, then you've found the right channel. You won't see huge tutorials on mega pro painting, but you will learn the basics of miniature painting, and my channels are to really help beginners get into tabletop gaming and your miniature painting hobby. And if I can achieve that, then that makes me very happy. And probably all my goblins in chat will tell you the same thing. Okay, so we got this grey on, and we'll let that one dry. And let's see, have we painted them all now? I think we've nearly got all the main... Nope, we've got the little lady mouseling here. I think it's a lady mouseling. She looks cute, so I'd say she's a lady mouseling. Hello. There you go. Right, so we'll give her this nice buckskin pale. This will be a beautiful colour for a lady mouseling, I think. Oh yes. So we'll just go over all the fur areas, and what I'll do is I'll highlight this one with a little bit of the sand that we had earlier, just around the eyes. So just quickly going over all those fur areas and the ears, top of the head. Oh, I just realised this is a Mouseling monk. She got the top of the head there. Okay, it's a Mouseling monk. Awesome stuff. If it's a Mouseling monk though, it can't be a female Mouseling, can it? You're going to be a female Mouseling, I don't care. I don't care, you're going to be a female Mouseling, I don't care if you're a monk. You're too cute to be a monk. Okay, let's get the little fingies done. Right, so we've got our wizard, we've got our monk, we've got our archer, we've got our bard, we've got our fighter, we've got another fighter here. We've also got a knight, another fighter. I would say that one's a rogue. And of course we've got the barbarian, Muscle Mouse, or Mighty Mouse. Okay, so that's all our fur areas done. Let's move on and start adding some colours to the actual clothes they are wearing. So what I'll do now is I shall get out some tropical blue. And we'll just blast through the colours we're going to add to our miniatures. So we've got a little bit of blue on the palette there, and we'll add some of this pink. This is the pink to support breast cancer awareness from MSP. They were doing it a few years ago. I think they do it every year. This is one of the awesome things about Reaper Miniatures, is they support things like the breast cancer awareness, and they do all sorts of things to support and help people. And I think that is amazing for any community. So stuff like that, you want to support things like that. Okay, cat's eye green, one of my favourite greens. So just quickly add in these colours to the palette, and this is just to start highlighting and covering our Mouselings. So let's start with our little archer guy, and of course he's going to be green. And because they're Mouselings, of course I'm going for brighter colours. I mean, if I was doing this on goblins, you know, it would all be nice and dark. But as they are, let's get that nasty little lump off my paintbrush. As they are little Mouselings, we're going for nice bright colours today. They are tiny, so I do apologise if you can't see them very well on the camera there. So we'll just go over the cloak as well. These are beautiful little miniatures. I'd actually recommend these for beginners for painting, because they're cute as well, especially if you're starting out painting. There's not too much detail on them, it's just your basic fur and some clothes and some weapons, so they'd probably make a good starter set for somebody who wants to get into miniature painting. And you can get all these miniatures in the Bones plastic, so you can get them very cheap. And like I say, Mighty Lancer Games, they sell all these little miniatures, and you can get them in bones and metal, so all fantastic. I know I'm not used to painting the tiny. I like painting my dragons and monsters. But I need to paint these, so I thought, why not? Let's get the box set done on the show. I probably won't get them all done in an hour, but at least I've made a start, and you can see the lovely miniatures that come in the set. Okay, I think our wizard is going to go with blue. I was going to go purple, but I'm going blue for the wizard. You're going to be a blue wizard. Nice bright blue. Lovely. Remember, again, I'm using both my hands to steady my brush. It's very important watching people painting, seeing what they're doing with their hands. I mean, it's my hands that are controlling my brush. If I don't use both my hands, you're going to be wobbling around. But I'm using both my hands to support myself. So it will come natural once you've been painting a while. I mean, I don't even think about it. It just happens. But it's important to watch people's hands. And it does your muscle memory, as they call it. You'll remember, and it'll become a second nature before you know it. So we're just quickly getting on the blue. What I'll do is I'll try and get as much as I can done today, and then we'll finish off all the highlighting and all the lovely little details on the Saturday show, like I did last week with the goblins. I really enjoyed painting all those goblins. 36 goblins in 4 hours. I think that was a good timing for 36 goblins. I was quite happy with that. So we're just going over all the blue areas. Last bit here. There you go. You'll be a happy little Mousling wizard. See, if I painted that Mousling in purple, Scorpio would be saying, "No, that's mine now. I want to keep that." There you go. Beautiful little minis. Okay. Now this one is our rogue. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to use the brown that we used for some of the fur, and I'm going to use that brown for his mask, because I want to keep this one quite dark as he's a rogue. As you know, in our games we play, rogues always are dark, kind of mysterious characters. So let's keep this Mousling dark and mysterious as well. I just add in a little bit of brown. Thank you for following Freestyle. There we are. And we'll do the same. What we're doing is we're trying to keep these little Mouselings very simple, with the same colour schemes going throughout the whole of the miniature. Because the miniature is so small, you don't want to have loads of colours on the miniature, because all that happens is you end up with a miniature that just looks like a mess of colours. It may be beautifully painted, but I find if you've got lots and lots of colours on a tiny little miniature, your eyeballs don't know where to look on the miniature. So keeping it down to 2 or 3 colours for these tiny little miniatures works really well, and they're very cartoonish, so you don't need all that high detail in your painting. Okay, right, we've got this all metal mouse. This is this one is actually my my favourite. You can't even see the mouse, but he looks so cool. Look at him. I'm going to kill you. That is a cool mouse. What we'll do is we'll put a little bit of light colour behind his mask there, and then we'll go over. And what we'll do is we'll add some of that sand behind the mask, because when I paint all the metal, that will show up better. There you go. Just sort of put a little bit behind there, and what I'll do is I'm going to paint all that in silver, so that'll be an easy one. Now let's go back to this monk. Now he was going to be I didn't realise he was a monk until I just saw the little baldy head, because I wanted to paint him pink, because I think she is a cute little Mousling. So I'm going to do her in pink, and I don't care if she's a monk or not. She's going to be a cute little Mouseling in pink. There you go. Oh yeah. He's a cutie. Yes, you are. Sometimes some miniatures just scream out to me certain colours and certain ways to paint. So, and this one just screamed out cute little pink Mouseling. I don't know why, it just did. There you go. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous little Mouseling. There you go. Hello, Muses Touch, and welcome everybody to the channel, and thank you for following. It's absolutely fantastic. I haven't learnt how to do raids yet. I'm very new to Twitch, but I intend to start raiding channels in the very near future, once I've worked out how it all works. I'm a bit of a old school painter and an old school person, so new technology like Twitter and stuff like that it takes me a few months to get my brain around it all. Okay, let's go and get our silver all done then. Now for the silver, I did have some. I'm just using this model Air silver from Vallejo. It's a nice silver, and it's also because I've run out of my MSP silver. So I just plonk that there. Look at that! See that? I've done it again. I just bought this brand new machine, right? It's just I bought this. It came yesterday. £99. What do? I'm shaking my bottles myself. Oh my god! You spend £99 on a paint mixer and you still shake them yourself. Damn it! Hi Michelle, how you doing? Oh my goodness. I will use you. I will. This is a fantastic machine, by the way. I have done a YouTube video on it, but I bought it for all my old Games Workshop paints more than anything, because my old 90s Games Workshop paints, I mean, they are starting to separate and get quite thick, even though I've looked after them. So, and the amount of painting I do each day and each week, it's a good purchase for someone like myself. There's quite a lot of bubbles in this. There you go. So yes, I would recommend it to someone who is very, very serious about the hobby, but £99 is a lot of money for something to mix your paints. But on stream I thought, oh, that's easy, nice, quick and easy. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going over the metal areas now. So we'll just go over all the little parts of metal on our miniatures. What I want to do is get to the stage where, when I end the show today, I can add that ink wash. So all the ink wash will be added at the end of the show, and then on Saturday I can show you all the highlights on all the little mousies, because that ink wash will be dry. So what we'll do is just try and work our way around each of the miniatures, adding the silver, and like I say, I will be able to finish the show and add that ink wash ready for the next one. Now there's two ways we can do the armor on this miniature. We can paint him all in silver like we're going to do now, or we can paint him in black and dry brush the armor effects on him, the silver. But what we're going to do is the simple paint him silver and then just add a black ink wash to the whole miniature, and that gives us the reverse effect of the dry brushing, and it still gives a lovely effect for your armor on your minis. So we just go over all the silver areas quickly. The Mouselings are a lovely little collection. Reaper Miniatures do the Tavern Mouselings. That's a lovely box set as well. You can get all the Mouselings getting drunk at the local pub. If you like your Mouselings, Reaper have got quite a few different types. And of course, you got the special edition Mouselings. They used to, I don't think that, yes, they have at the ReaperCon each year, they normally have a Mouseling. In fact, they do. I got it this year as well. So every year you get like a limited edition Mouseling for your collection, and if you're like me, you end up collecting all of them, like those Pokemon things they call them. Gotta collect them all. There we are. Quite simple. And I say we'll give that a little black ink wash, and that'll give a lovely effect to that armor. Okay, let's get your little sword done. Like I say, I'm just adding the silver for all the metal areas at the minute. There we are. Little sword. Little tiny sword. Little tiny sword. Painting miniatures is a beautiful thing. If you have any anxiety issues, or any issues where you get stressed, painting miniatures is the ultimate way to relax. It calms your heart, so if you suffer with anxiety, it will help you. it will relax you, it will take your mind off all the things that stress you in the world. And it really was a great help for me, and it still is. So if you do suffer with anxiety and any issues like that, miniature painting is a fantastic way to just relax, and it does really help. I can guarantee you that 100%. Right then, let's get our little tails done. Now for the tails, I got some pale flesh by MSP. Now the same colour we'll be using for inside the ears as well, but we'll do the tails first, and I'll show you what I do with the little ears. Oh, I've done it again. Use the mixer. Oh my god. Okay, so let's have a look for our little tails. Now this little barbarian has got a little tail there. So all we're doing with the tail is we're just going over with this beautiful pale flesh. Quick and simple. And we just, boom, tail's done. There we go. Another little tail. So you don't need a lot. It's just to highlight that tail, really. And it's done. Look, beautiful. There's one little tail done. This one's got a little freaky tail. Looks more like a monkey tail on this one. Oh, there we go. Let's get your little tail done. There we go. I'll quickly get these tails done, and then I'll show you how I do the little ears, because the ears are quite important, because again they are a part of the miniature that you'll look at first when you actually look at these miniatures on the tabletop or in your cabinet of millions of miniatures, or on display on your bookshelves, or on top of your computer. I got miniatures everywhere. I've even got miniatures in the bathroom. Yeah, so just quickly going over all the little tails. Doesn't take long. What I did for the bases of these miniatures, I always use base boss bases, and they're 1-inch bases, and all I've done is put PVA glue onto the base and then just added some sand and just gone over with a brown primer paint just for the bases. Quick and simple. Okay, let's add another. Oh, the monk hasn't got a tail. Okay. Where's your tail gone? Has the wizard got a tail? No, the wizard's got no tail as well. Oh dear. We've got Mouselings with their tails cut off. That's not good. Okie dokie then. I will show you the ears. Now for the ears, we're using that same pale flesh. But what we're going to do is add a little bit of brown. So what we're doing is I'm just going into a light brown, and we're going to the bottom of the ear. Just adding that in there, and then it's more just like a bit of wet blending really, and we're just gonna pull that brown into our pale skin, and this will give us a nice dark center of the ear and light on the outside. I don't know if you can see that very well on camera because these are tiny little minis. Do it again. I got to do it to all these miniatures, so hopefully by the time I've finished you'll see exactly what I've done. I've just gone into that pale flesh, and what I'm doing is adding it to that brown and pulling it away So we're getting some of that brown mixed in with the pale flesh, and as it goes to the back of the ear, it gets lighter. Let's probably see it better on this one. Let me just clean my brush. Remember to always keep cleaning your brushes all the time, very important. Right, so what we do, a bit of brown. That's going into the deepest area of the ear, and then I'm just going into that pale flesh and just quickly pulling it away, bringing some of that brown with it, and it gets lighter as you get to the tops of the ears. There you go, simple as that. So it's gone brown into a lighter shade. There you go. It's very hard to show. This is why I prefer painting larger miniatures on camera, because you can actually see what I'm up to. And again, we'll do it on the other side, dark at the beginning, and we just add in that pale flesh and pulling that out with some of the dark brown, and add in a bit more, and then by the time we get to the top of the ear, you've got a nice lighter shade going around the ear. Don't know if you can see that well. It looks okay from here. So I'll quickly blast through these ears. And same on the other side. Again, it's just your darker brown at the beginning of the ear. That gives a shadow inside the ear. And then we just add in that pale and pulling it away, and that makes it lighter towards the edges of the ear. So we've got the dark going into the light, just pulling that brown into the ear, super fast and easy, and we are done. Again, dark into the light and pulling the paint across the ear, which gives a nice lighter effect towards the tops of the ears, and we're done. And you've got a nice little shade inside the ear, quick and easy. Do I put my dishes in the dishwasher? Renegade Shank is a goblin patron of mine, but he recently just left the hospital, so we'll forgive him now. I'm sorry, Shank, I love you to bits. Okay, let's get these ears finished. Oh, I'm looking forward to playing Conan, the new map on Conan. I'm very, very excited. It's going to be fantastic fun. Well, I can't remember the name of the new map now. I've lost it. But the fact that they've made a new map is good, because you know, we level capped on the server, and there's not much end content for Conan Exiles. So hopefully this new map, I think it's going to be a bit like Ark, where you go onto certain maps in the game. So I'm hoping it will really draw us all back onto the server, because I stopped playing for quite a while because we got to the end content on Conan and kind of that was it really. So hopefully it will bring us all back together. Yeah. Okay, let's carry on. Right, just quickly get these ears finished. I'll show you what ink washes I'm going to use for the miniatures. But like I say, in the next show, it will be after the ink washes, because what I can do is I can add the ink washes after the show. They'll be dry for the next show. I'll be showing you how to do the little eyes. The eyes are very simple on these little Mouselings. And I'll be showing you how to highlight all the little clothes. And we'll be adding some nice flock into the base and just make them even more cuter than they already are, probably. So very simple, quick and easy. A little two hour paint for all your Mouselings. I mean, we all want to, let's put it this way, we all want to paint a professional painted miniature. But in this day and age, with Reaper Miniatures and all these big companies doing these Kickstarters, and I've backed the latest Reaper Miniatures Kickstarter. I got about 1,000, maybe 2,000 miniatures coming. If I don't paint to a tabletop standard, I will never ever paint even half of those miniatures. It just wouldn't happen. So I need to paint my miniatures fast, and to a good tabletop quality. I want them to still look good. I don't want them to look awful, but I don't have time to get all my miniatures painted to showcase standard. And this is what this channel is about. This is to get your miniatures to a tabletop quality and to enjoy your painting, and try to get your minis painted. We've all got that box of shame. I mean, I got the house of shame. That's how many minis I got unpainted. Hello, Tal. Nice to see Tal in chat. I played Dungeons and Dragons with Tal. We got a game this Sunday. Looking forward to our Dungeons and Dragons game. Tal is one of the best dungeon masters I know. He is just amazing. He has us all in hysterics, and we love him to bits. Absolutely awesome guy. Awesome guy. He's actually making us a Halloween special one-shot for a D&D game, and he hasn't said anything about it yet. So we'll see. We'll see what he's up to. But he's also one of those special guys that can do theatre of the mind. Where you got no miniatures, nothing. You just got a couple of little pictures, and he can draw you in that game so much. You don't need to see anything, because it's there. The way he puts himself across as a dungeon master is so good. He doesn't need to give pictures. He doesn't need to put a map. It's all there, and it just blows your mind. If you ever get a chance to play with Tal, then you jump on it. He's amazing. He's on Twitter. Gamers Rest on Twitter if you want to follow him. Awesome person. Okay, let's move on. I'm still doing ears. Damn ears. Right, this is the last one. Last one for ears. The little wizard. Yeah, Michelle plays in our Dungeons and Dragons game as well. Michelle is another awesome person. Michelle is also a very creative person. She makes beautiful boxes and all sorts of amazing things. I won't say what else she does, because she's a very special lady. Yes, that's what our little ear's done. Yes, yes. Michelle, you see my little avatar on the left, the little goblin, and he's painting like this? Michelle did that for me. That's how fantastic her artwork is. Absolutely amazing. She really is cool, and she's helped me a lot with the channel, with all the artwork. I mean, everybody who has helped me with the channel, I mean, thank you so much. I mean, Claire, my partner, she does all the editing for everything. She is absolutely amazing. You've got Tule. Tule does all my logos, the Michael Mordor and the Goblins of Mordor, and it's absolutely amazing. The community and the Goblins of Mordor, all my patrons, they come together and help me, and we are just a huge community of people that love the hobby and Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, everything, 3D printing. So if you like all that type of stuff, you jump on my Patreon and join in on my Discord. Hundreds of goblins just enjoying themselves. We got game servers. We play Conan. We got a Conan server. We got what else? What's that one? What's that one that you do, Michelle? Oh my goodness, I can't remember the game Michelle does. Is it oh, I can't remember the name of it. She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. We do, that's right, we do Ark. We got an Ark server. Ark is a fantastic game. I play that a lot. But there's is it Creativerse? That's it. See, I remember it now. Creativerse. So we got 3 game servers going. So you got all these goblins running around doing crazy things, playing these goblins. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Conan. I'm always playing Conan and Ark. My partner loves Creativerse, and there's little killer piggies and things in it, so it put me off. Okay, let me just carry on a little bit more, and then we'll call it a night. Actually, we are nearly there now anyway. What I'll do is I will stop here, and I'll explain what's going to happen in the next show. What I'll be doing now is I'll be adding ink washes. Now, I got a soft tone ink wash by Army Painter, and that would be perfect for the light tone on these Mouselings. So what I'll do is on all the light tone Mouselings, I shall add this lovely soft tone. And then for the next show it'll be dry, and then we can do the highlighting. For the other Mouselings, I shall be using some Nun Oil by Games Workshop. For the grey fur, now grey is a hard colour to do highlights, but the pale grey wash by Vallejo is absolutely amazing. So I'll be adding this grey wash to the fur on these little Mouselings, on the grey ones. And I'll give all the details from the fur, and you'll see that in the next episode. And again, for the last one, excuse me, we'll be using, we got Agrax Earthshade. It doesn't really matter which inks you use. It could be from MSP, Vallejo. I get these because of the bigger bottles. And these will be for the darker fur on these little Mouselings here. Well, thank you, Grim. I'd be most honoured to have any new patrons, and it all supports the Goblin Army and supports what I do. So you're most welcome to join my Patreon, and there's so many people there. We all love the same thing, and everybody is so friendly. Believe me, we are crazy, but we love each other very much as a huge happy family of goblins. So there we are. That's what I've done today. On Saturday, I shall continue with the Mouselings. I will add all these ink washes, and they'll dry, of course. And we'll get the next episode on Saturday to finish off these Mouselings. Very simple paint, and they will look fantastic for your tabletop games. So thank you so much, everybody, for turning up for the show. Thank you to all the people that joined in the raid. I am new to Twitch and learning how to do these things, so I will do raids in the future. I just need to learn how to do it. So again, thank you all for popping on, and thank you everybody that followed my channel. It is absolutely beautiful, and I hope you enjoy the next episodes. So I shall say goodnight to everybody, and much love from Scotland.